trial. 10 men, 4 women. Of course, 2 of those will become alternate jurors. And we heard opening statements from the prosecution and the defense team.
Whose physicality on the defensive side of the ball is as tough as any team in the country. Meanwhile,
hi, Alex. We've got a front row seat to a history-making day here at the United States Supreme Court. You can see
perfect pandemonium. 50 teams, more than 400 athletes, and hundreds of loud fans packed Hy-Vee Hall Friday, including fellow wrestlers.
You know, the whole state, the whole wrestling community as a whole, the wrestling community is a really tight, community, and we support each other no matter what.
And proud parents.
I can't explain it. It's just, she's done really well.
How was it with the win?
It felt good.
This year, many Iowa girls got their first chance to try something new.
Because we're like, oh, girls wrestling, we'll go out for it. And then, halfway through the season, it came, more serious, I feel like, for us. And we, actually tried. We're like, oh, maybe we should actually try.
It's no secret how popular wrestling is in Iowa. The Iowa High School Girls Athletic Union says this is the state with the fastest growing girls wrestling program in the country. More than 2,400 girls have competed in this inaugural season.
We're seeing a lot of girls that haven't participated in anything, and this is kind of now their avenue, which is just phenomenal to see, and give them something, give them a sport that they're happy to do, and so we're happy to provide that opportunity.
And these trailblazing young women are excited to build on their own success.
I didn't think that, hey, I'm going to wrestle for a state qualifier here one day. I never thought about that. I have a torn labrum right now, so I feel like just making it to state right now would be a great accomplishment, especially as a freshman. It's just something, my goal for the season.
Honestly, the first word that comes to mind is special.
Crisp and clean right from the start!
It's a surreal streak, but reality is starting to set in for Edina girls hockey.
1. And a 1-goal game in the state championship.
2.
And look at Sammy Reber.
3.
The Hornets on the hunt for a 4th straight state title, something that's never been done in Minnesota girls hockey.
We're obviously thinking about it in the back of our minds, but we don't like to overthink it at all.
Honestly, leaves me speechless to think about it, but I think it would just mean so much.
Here you go.
It's a chance to make history that does come with some pressure.
Everyone wants to see us lose just because we've won the past 3 years.
But none of that
Cake eaters.
is new.
3 years ago was the first time they've ever won. Everyone wants to beat Edina. It's just the city to beat. I think it kind of motivates us more to want to win and prove that we deserve that reputation.
And you can tell every team plays their best game against us, and I think that's a big reason why we're able to continue to grow.
It's an impressive run at state, but in no way a cakewalk.
There you go. We've had our challenges along the way, don't get me wrong, it has not been easy.
Last year, Edina won in double OT. Year before that, by a single goal. A tested group and a testament to their mentality, now on a school record 26-game winning streak.
Everyone will play their best game against us, so if we don't bring it, that we could easily lose. So we have to bring 100% to everything we do.
In total, 16 hockey banners hang at Braemar, but only one high school team, boys or girls, has ever won 4 state titles in a row. Eveleth, almost 70 years ago.
Oof, that's a long time ago.
But the time has come where that mark could be matched this weekend. A tournament run about history and hometown.
It's also wanting to pave the way for younger girls, just seeing that it's possible to be able to do that, and just to remember that that's on the line every time they play.
It's gonna be a battle, but it's going to be really fun, so let's make sure we have a great time. All right, go work, guys!
In Edina, Hobie Artigue, Fox 9.
Okay, here's an 88.
The job of catching speeders.
What's the hurry to
Never.
This is a 65.
Seems.
Check your speed at 88.
To end.
Is there a reason you didn't stop quarter mile back?
But the number of people on Iowa roads going faster and faster.
Speed sound about right, 88.
Is growing.
Okay, I'll be right back. Well, as you can see, we've only been out here half an hour or so, 45 minutes, and we've already had 2 at 88, so.
Trooper Rob Battles explains during the pandemic, the number of drivers going 80, 90, even 100 plus miles per hour skyrocketed.
Stop and have a chat with him.
That's because 40% fewer people were out on the roads. The dangerous speeds have more than just a ticket attached to them.
Pretty serious problems. The repercussions of the crashes at that speed are significantly higher than when they're just going the speed limit. This guy's late to get his passenger to the airport.
The numbers back it up. Pre-pandemic, statewide, Iowa State Patrol ticketed 659 drivers going 100 plus in 2019. That number more than doubles in 2020 to almost 1,500. It has dropped since, but is still well above the pre-pandemic level.
By the numbers, it looks like they've gone down a little bit, but also back in 2020, a lot of our officers were only targeting those egregious violations is where they were making traffic stops.
Iowa State Patrol Sergeant Alex Dinklet says those driving that fast come from all walks of life and are all ages.
Everyday drivers and just random people that are choosing to drive this deliberately as a disregard for safety of others.
Why are people not slowing down?
Whether it's just out joyriding, taking a kid to school. We've had people that you need to use the restroom. I just bought this car. I wanted to go out and see how fast it would go. Late for a homecoming dance. The excuses are all over the board.
Speed sound about right, 82.
Speed is one of the top things that causes crashes in Iowa.
And it's not just from the ground that troopers try to catch speeders. Using a stopwatch, Trooper Taylor Grimm here catches them from the air.
And then when you see somebody from up here, when you see somebody doing 100 mile an hour plus, it's like it reaches out and slaps you in the face.
With a car on the ground and an eye in the sky,
and you'll see a little white block.
Trooper Grimm clocks drivers going from one zone to another marked on the pavement on I-35.
There we have them sitting there on the side of the shoulder now, about to talk to Trooper Saban.
Radioing to another trooper on the ground who then pulls them over.
That car that we just stopped there, I saw him from 2 miles away coming around a curve and been following him the entire time till we got him stopped.
Trooper Grimm, one of 5 trooper pilots, has caught a handful of his own going 100 plus so far this year, including 2 going 106 side by side, each time snapping a picture of what that stopwatch shows.
When you see it on the ground, 100 mile an hour is fast from the ground, but when you see it up here, it's a whole different meaning for how exactly how fast 100 mile an hour is.
Those caught going 100 plus will face a hefty fine, $210 for 100 miles per hour in a 65, plus a surcharge and court cost. Anything more than 20 miles per hour over is $135, plus 5 for each mile faster. Speeding is a misdemeanor in Iowa, and any license suspension comes from the Iowa DOT after the fact, and legally can if someone is caught going 25 miles an hour over the speed limit.
So plain and simple, there is no excuse for going that fast.
This amounts to a $175.75 fine.
The main message all troopers have
February to take care of that, or you can appear on the court date and plead not guilty.
is to slow down.
Any questions on that?
To save lives.
Okay, watch yourself pulling out and slow her down. You're good to go.
The new power pole and pieces of the old one only tell bits and pieces of the story as they lay near Southeast Vandalia Drive.
2 days later, she's dead.
Bailey Moreau's family looking to fill those bits and pieces with answers.
It's forever changed me. And once I get justice, I'll have peace of mind.
Bailey, in a car, her boyfriend driving on Southeast Vandalia Drive, when records show his white Chevy Silverado truck abruptly veered left, traveled over the center line and into a power pole with no apparent brake marks. Bailey taken to the hospital and died 2 weeks later.
They, did all these scans, and she was brain dead. There was no coming back for her at that point.
The coroner's report shows she died of blunt force head injuries because of the crash.
Police report says that she grabbed the wheel, but that's what he's saying.
He, meaning the driver, told police the two were in an argument when Bailey grabbed the wheel, jerked it to the left, causing him to lose control, according to the crash report.
And if she did, it would have pulled to the right. It wouldn't have gone that way. And that truck was so big and she's so little.
He was also taken to the hospital, but left before being admitted, according to court records. 2 days prior, he allegedly hit Bailey in the back of the head multiple times, according to a Des Moines police report, and was charged with domestic abuse. The charges against him weren't filed until 5 days after the crash happened, according to Polk County records. An order of protection was filed 10 days after the crash and 12 days after the domestic abuse charges. When it was served, Bailey was already in the hospital from the crash and would die a week later. Is it merely a coincidence that the first time this girl goes to police, Des Moines police, about domestic violence, 2 days later she's dead?
It's hard to know. We won't know that answer definitively because there's no way to know that at this point.
He later admitted to arguing with her, pushing her, causing a red mark as an injury. He received a deferred judgment. Police are investigating the crash. Search warrant records show they confiscated the pair's cell phones and the so-called black box features on the Silverado they were in. Police say that's the key to solving the case, telling them the steering position, braking, speed, and more.
What will the box tell us? And that's the definitive answers that we're waiting on.
The state lab where the black box is being investigated is backed up and could take months, according to police. What we do know from the OnStar readings, according to the search warrant, is that he had a seatbelt on, but she did not.
And she always wore her seatbelt, but that day she didn't have her seatbelt on.
In the meantime, Bailey's family wants answers.
We have to be her voice now.
Police are investigating the boyfriend for vehicular homicide by reckless driving, according to the search warrant for his truck, but no charges have been filed against him. The officer who searched the truck and the black box of it noted he was aware of the domestic abuse case against the boyfriend 2 days earlier.
And we know the family is seeking the answers, and we're right there with them. This is a full team effort, and we are all looking for those answers.
The family hopes the bits and pieces on the side of the road can put the puzzle together of what exactly happened that January day.
She's a big part of our family.